There's something about this that I really
What an
like.
elegant piece of
That's damage.
violence.
I see Ziggurat ritual
um,
proceeds apace. We
it's like
reach
a
beyond your
somewhat of a
limits.
lack of
So
damage at
it
times. Like this
does.
is very much
And I see you are familiar with the art of fighting
a
our
kind of
god of
momentum
war.
build
You cut our
where
battle short.
it's not a matter
Blunt,
of
but respectable.
getting that
I
momentum, as we
have in
clearly
my
have like the
time
stasis
done the
barricade
same.
I
buff, which
am
immediately
well
gives us
aware.
our shield and whatnot. It's a matter of, can I keep this going? Like, is there enough around me to sustain this? Is it safe? It's something that like you both have to think about and don't have to think about. Like here, you just slide in, pop it. You could have punched, melee, do really anything you want
What a
to it.
killing floor this would
And
be.
there, I just immediately give my melee back because there's no repercussions to this. It's only benefit. It's only like punch, 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 blammo. Go and go to the next guy, slam into him, get the frost charge. Just don't die essentially. Like, and you get so much, so many. Why shooting at the ground? You get so many resources to help keep you alive, but the moment you fall out of rhythm, that's when I'd say you're in danger. Like that moment there, I kind of fell out of rhythm because I got a little greedy and just started tossing my stuff around like crazy. However, here you'll see how quickly get it back. The moment, I mean the moment, you get that stasis barricade back, you're in danger. Don't even think. Just go. Just pop it off. Run to enemy. The more you fight with this build, the longer you're gonna stay in the field. The more you play it safe and abstain, the harder it is to actually get results, if you get what I'm saying. Like, obviously, yeah, you sit in the back, you're probably not gonna do much. However, like, this build, like, it really emphasizes getting in the field. Like, shoot Age Receptor if you want to, go in melee if you want to. Like, you have so many options. I wouldn't recommend reading the sidearm. And I've kind of, like, developed two different variants of this build due to my own personal curiosity. So we have this one, and we will have another one, depending on which playstyle you want to go for. I'd say this one is probably the more kind of like straightforward, more simple version of the build. However, you'll really start to see it fall off in higher end content. Now, in higher end content, you want to either have more of an emphasis on DPS or survivability. That would be the second build. However, it's a lot more complex. There's more like pieces of it to juggle. And then there's a bit more of a hazard to doing so, but you get kind of like a lot more survivability for taking things that seem like risk, but aren't really as bad as they seem to be thanks to like what you're doing with the actual build. Now, I'm not going to spoil much about it, because I really do want to see Ozzy's reaction to it. I also feel like it does sacrifice boss damage a bit, but like not too much, because I can't really tell. Because during that run where I did record that, my teammates were like doing hard ad clear and nothing else. Actually, during this specific part, like no one else was shooting the boss. It was just me, and I'm sitting there with my primary weapon, which I chose for that build. And I'm just like, I'm sitting there tinking away, using my abilities every now and then. And I'm just like, help! And yeah, all of that, like, slow labor for pretty much no payoff at the end, because I still end up outdoing them in every single field. Because the build is great. It's a great build. I would say, really, really gotta focus on where you are spatially. It's a great build for, like, not being able to die, while also not being bored out of your mind, like a strong build. Or, you know, like, the feedback build or whatever they're doing, the freaking bolt charge barricade. Now you literally sit there in the gameplay itself. It's stupid, it's boring. You see this here, I'm flying to enemies, I'm popping my builds, and I'm freezing people. I run to the next guy, I punch him, and the cycle repeats. there's hardly a moment where I don't have my abilities when I do things right. And even when I don't do things right, the punishment is so low because you will have them again and again, and then you get that barricade so fast charging, and it's just so amply like ready for whatever occasion you might need it for. Here, I see enemies once again. Kind of pre-fire. Don't throw away your Aegis Scepter in mode like I do. Don't know why that guy didn't freeze. It's probably some stupid Bungie architect trolling me right now. Like here, freeze, punch, fill in, and I think like pop my super. I do. Okay. I tend to pop my super more on this version of the build than I did the other version, just because Stasis. Not gonna spoil it. Just because certain elements of this build are more rewarding for me to do so rather than the other build. Well, other rendition of it. And you'll kind of see its weaknesses here in this next room in a bit, because here you see a lot of open space with like a lot of angles for you to like kind of challenge for you to work on. Don't know why that streaker in the back is beefing with me for like no reason. So I just like that is so unnecessary. But like you kind of see here, it's very hard to like allocate my abilities here. But there's never really any danger of truly dying. I'm always cycling through things. Like you kind of saw before when I missed my super strike, because for some reason I always missed. I already have it back now, 15 seconds later. And I really wish I had not wasted my rocket ammo on so that it kind of works fine, because you can literally just keep a champion stun locked for pretty much forever. See here in my Ghost mode, pop it with the super strike. That's like the one thing super strike is good for. Back up here, even though it's like you see a lot of these damage indicators, I'm really not taking that much damage. Like I'm getting hit a lot. I don't know why that guy didn't get frozen, but I'm getting hit a lot, but I'm just not freezing. Because the max frost armor stats just give you so much damage resistance, you can just kind of challenge what you want if you're smart about it. Also, pro tip for Behemoth, which I know a lot of people don't know yet. You kind of want to be far-ish from enemy, I'd say about 15-ish meters, and then on that last hit, if you have like just a tiny bit of energy left, you want to kind of dive it to pop everything, which works really well for this build, as you don't really have the danger of dying, because popping all of those stasis crystals gives you frost armor. By getting frost armor, you regain health, so as you regain health and get frost armor damage stacks, you'll be more safe to take those more risky plays, like I just kind of did, and diving in. I didn't really have a lot of the aggro, but he was still stomping and shooting at me all during that whole time. I just didn't get left. Whereas, like, if you're playing like a Falcon Hunter, you'd have no real sustainability there because there's no ads to do. So I don't really call this an inadequate build. It's an all-rounder build which you can take into really any activity, have an equal amount of fun, and also still not be at the risk of dying. See if I missed. And it's just a fun build. I don't really even play Titan that much, just because now, like this season, every time you play Titan, someone expects you to be playing the same old bolt charge Titan nonsense that nukes bosses and has 4 million damage and does ad clear semi-decently, though not the best. It's just the same thing, it gets so stale because everyone just expects that from me. That's why, for a while, I never played Warlock. It's just, people always expected you to learn Phoenix Protocols, and then use a Well of Radiance, so you were just always stuck with that stupid support role, which did nothing for you, just made the game a bit more stale. That's why I don't like these hard metas.
You are there. The Hive and the Taken, and the ritual between them.
Let's get away from him to come out. It's like this distance right here. I'd say it's about 20 meters. It's kind of hard to tell because there's darkness behind him and he went back, he was walking back inside because he's a wussy. Like, see here, Slam into it, Triple Strike. All of those orbs are also health. By the way, they're not even, and not even just that, but they're also my abilities back, which I get from simply just shattering targets and stasis crystals. So I don't really need an enemy to stay alive. I just need one of my abilities, and I'm good. So that ability is Shiver Strike, which I absolutely hate because the tracking is. It seems good because the distance you can travel with it, but it is awful. Like, at least on controller. I don't know how it is on PC, but on controller, it is just awful. Cause it kind of like tries to take over for you too much, and you end up fighting it because it's not one. Like, kind of like automatic things in games already aren't most consistent because they may try to target an enemy you're not trying to hit. 1, 2, it might just be innately flawed in a way to allow game balance, and then thus that kind of makes it like you're fighting two battles. You're trying to account for their movement, which is constant, and trying to fight the actual system. And not to mention, when you actually hit something, it doesn't feel great. It feels weird. That's my only complaint about this build, and it's not even like a significant part. It's simply just. This is my first time doing Dark Blade since Destiny 1. You couldn't tell. So this whole part is new to me. It's all been very new.
This is not my taking.
I really have to be careful on these rests because I don't want to pop my Aegis Scepter. I don't know, I didn't use them there. I really have to be careful about popping my Aegis Scepter. Like I said, on this specific rendition of this build, I do not like. I would prefer to use Behemoth Titan if given proper circumstances, rather than Aegis Scepter. While Aegis Scepter has good damage, it's not like Behemoth Titan levels good. Like, Behemoth Titan is one of those like untalked about supers where it's actually like surprisingly good. It's surprisingly adept at putting out damage, but no one talks about it. It's so situational. This adeptness, it's only like really enhanced by Bungie doing Bungie things, and there's damage bugs and there's damage numbers going all over the place, and like for some reason the game just reads it and multiplies it all together, trying to like simplify it. And now it's doing insane amounts of damage, just like the Briar Binds. I don't know, whatever the useless Warlock exotics are that people use for like 2 days before this patch. Even though Lord of Wolves and a few other things were way longer, just like Celestial Nighthawk, like for Warlocks. But yeah, that's my build. I'm gonna end my rant there. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. I'm gonna try my best to be consistent this week, but no promises. That's all from me. Go Stout! Do what the monkey says.